And here we are, good friends. One second. All these things take so long. Here we are. Okay, bro. So, we're going to talk about Rick today, right? And we are going to make known a couple things that should be talked about. But first, we're just going to get out of what I'm at, what I was just reading about this brother and this sister getting pepper sprayed over there in New York. Give me one moment. Oh, it's too much going on in the world. But I got just enough time to let y'all know about being vindicated by my man Rick. Google. Here we go. I'm going to pick up Russian subs as good as American. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. So I first seen this on MSN. Obviously, that's where I'm normally at when I read articles and stuff like that of this nature. But this is pretty short to the sweet point. I gotta let it load up. Where is it? Here we go. The Russian submarine fleet is So look, first and foremost, let me break something down. If y'all don't remember, I was talking about how Rick had punked daggone what's it called? What are they called, man? Rick had punked America about the region, right? You know, through the Indian Ocean. And I thought it was kind of funny because there was nothing that really kind of said that I could prove that. But this article, I'm going to go ahead and blow it up just a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, so make sure it's big enough for y'all. I want y'all to be able to see it because I know for sure I can. All right. And that's pretty good. So it says here that the Russian submarine fleet is growing, right? And at a steady pace, both qualitatively and quantitatively, with a significant challenge to the United States within 5 years. It will pose this. Listen, they pose a significant threat right now. Okay? If they didn't pose a significant threat right now, it wouldn't be it wouldn't even be being talked about, right on? It wouldn't even be something that they're worried about. But because they actually have to worry about it, because they actually have to deal with it, right on, it's something that they're worried about. So they can't tell me and tell you that these same submarines were not in the Indian Ocean 4 or 5 months ago when they first cleared it all out. They can't tell you right now that these same submarines did not actually monitor and go with the Iranian warships when they were in open waters, international waters. No one can convince me that they didn't do that. See, this is why I'm bringing all these things up because I'm being vindicated. Now, there's going to be some other articles that I pull up that are going to get people to thinking, like, I can't be wrong about all of this now, y'all. I mean, like, you have to understand. Cyber attacks are at the all-time high. They're at the forefront. It was something that they talked about at the so-called summit with Putin. Or what Biden said was off limits. What pundits, mavens, sages, experts, and the like believed were actually giving the blueprints of what to attack. But what so-called nation on earth who is competent would not know what to attack within your infrastructure that would bring you down? Let's just keep reading. In particular, Russia advanced Yasin-class submarines are nearly as quiet as the most advanced American submarines, which are regarded as the best in the world due to their extremely silent operation. In addition, the Chinese Navy is undergoing rapid modernization and could soon rival the best American and Russian submarines. They already do. These comments came forth during a recent House Armed Services Committee on Missile Defense. During the hearing, U.S. Air Force General Glenn Van head of the U.S. Northern Command and U.S. Canadian Northern American Aerospace Defense Command, delivered comments outlining his concern with Russian and Chinese submarine development. See, it's not just about the Russians. You got to understand. Russia just fielded their second Sev class, a shortened version of the Yazin class. NATO reporting name Severodonetsk. I can't say that the right way. Severodonetsk. That's my best shot at it. Which is on par with ours. On par means it can fuck with, y'all. Anyway, Van Herk explained to lawmakers within a 5-year period, they'll have 8 to 9 of those submarines, which will be a persistent proximate threat off of our east and west coast that we haven't ever had in the past. Listen to what he's trying to say. Right now we're 2021, 2026, right? So even if I was a couple years off on my prediction, you guys gotta understand. What he's trying to say is this, is that they already have the ability to go toe-to-toe right now. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're not outnumbered. You feel me? That's a fact. Now, because he's not going to tell you, they can't tell you that these dudes are neck and neck with America right then and there right now, because then they might get a false sense of confidence. But for him to say within the next 5 years, that's posturing. Nigga, please. They have the shit right now. That's why if they didn't have it, they could have never cleared out the Indian Ocean. I'm trying to break it down to y'all, man. This shit is deep. And who knows if Russia done sold, who knows how many of these things they actually have, right on? And if they've ever given one or sold one to Iran. The Yazin class is Russia's newest, most advanced, nuclear-powered cruise missile submarines. People don't understand. India is nuclear-powered. Come on. You feel me? Right by who? Right by China. When they said that India moved 50,000 troops to the border of China the other day or whatever, right? We're going to pull all this stuff up. We're going to talk about posturing, but I'm going to tell you what that was really about, too. This shit is deep, man. Okay? Like I said, they're not going to have a nuclear fallout. It's not going to be like that, y'all. One U.S. Navy admiral stated that Russia's submarine fleet as a whole gives him pause for thought, and that the Yazin class specifically is a brand new class of submarine and it's very capable and it's very quiet. So that's the most important thing, I think, in submarine warfare. It's capable and quiet. You hear him? That's the most important thing. The class made headlines in 2018 when in 2018, a Yazin was able to evade detection for several weeks while underway in the Atlantic, much to the consternation of American naval commanders. Yazins are still being built and commissioned by the Russian Navy, and once completed, will number 10 hulls in total. You don't know how many of these motherfucking submarines they have. Okay? That's just them. Once again, that's a posturing statement. They don't know. If they actually knew, listen, y'all, when they actually know shit, they do shit about it. They try to handle that. But the last thing they want to find out is that these motherfuckers done processed and manufactured 100 of these joints. And different places in the world, or Earth, I should say, they've gifted or supplied them with where they're actually able to deploy their militaries. They don't want to find out how deep the shit really is. And I know that most people can't understand that, but the posturing is meant to give peace of mind to the so-called American reader who's going to read this shit. You see what I'm saying? Now, here we go. The Chinese submarine threat. The People's Liberation Army Navy is rapidly fielding a number of advanced submarines as well. And in the not too distant future, 5 to 10 years, China will be in the same position. Stop right there. They told us 10 years ago that China would be economically actually able to challenge the Americans. They were economically challenging Americans back then. Right now, they're trying to pull a hostile takeover as far as who is the true world's currency. You know what I'm saying? Or like, who do we defer to? And this is why they've worked so hard to get everything that they have over there backed by actual true bullion. Because if it's backed by something that you can physically see, something that's tangible, it's hard for someone else to do whatever they're trying to do. And I'll get back to the submarine thing in a second. Y'all do realize I'm going to name 3 cats right now. Okay? No, 2. And I want y'all to tell me what they have in common. Muammar Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein. Can anyone tell me what they had in common before they were murdered? Before they were, unceremoniously murdered? No? You know what they had in common? They had in common the fact that they tried to change the way that their money was viewed. They said, look, we want to back our dollars with gold. We don't want to take American dollars anymore that actually there's nothing that backs that dollar. You understand what I'm saying? Murdered Saddam out the game because he wanted to do that. People forget this. This was what actually caused the Americans to go to Iraq in the first place. It wasn't because of weapons of mass destruction. It wasn't because of how Saddam was treating those people. It was because what happened was that Saddam had figured that the only way we can get around the sanctions of the United States is by us gathering mass bullion and then backing our currency with that same bullion and saying, if you don't have bullion to back your currency, then we're not fucking with you. And they were trying to get all the African nations and all the nations in the Middle East to go along with this shit. And, obviously 20 years ago, the United States, so-called America, Babylon, still had, the edge on all kinds of witchcraft. This is before the likes of a Vlad Putin and a Xi Jinping. This is before the likes of Kim Jong Un's. You know what I'm saying? This is before their likes. So people have to recognize that they modernized everything because they were given a chance to, because they were being overlooked. The Holy War is what allowed for China and for Russia right on, while Iran, in the middle of all this stuff, pretty much took the brunt and has been able to, for the best part, I want y'all to understand, the only real reason why it hasn't been all-out chaos is because Iran is actually in the so-called Middle East, and America just does not want to go to war with them. They don't want to find out what they're made of. So let me go ahead and keep reading. A Russian submarine general, Van Herk, also stated during the House hearing, Van Herk referred to China's Type 093 Shan class, and a nod to the increasing importance of the Arctic to both Russia and other Arctic countries. The Russian Navy recently flexed their naval might by sending 3 of their most advanced submarines through polar ice near Russia's Franz Josef Land Archipelago, a group of islands less than 600 miles from the North Pole. Increasingly capable Chinese and Russian submarine forces underline the importance of capable naval warfare to American security and indicate that the United States' historical monopoly on naval power and submarine capabilities, more specifically, is eroding. But let me go ahead and break something down to y'all. America was only able to do all this shit because people couldn't stand up to them. People couldn't do nothing to them. Now let me go ahead and pull up this one. Tor weapon system. Oh, there we go. Bam. Let's just pull it up on Wikipedia because it should be here by now. Project Tor, a kinetic bombardment, or known as a kinetic orbital strike, is the hypothetical act of attacking a planetary surface with an inert projectile from orbit, or meaning higher up, where the destructive power comes from kinetic energy. So meaning that it moves and it becomes more powerful. So it's going to use a wave, right? The typical depictions of the tactic are a satellite containing a magazine of tungsten rods and a directional thrust, meaning that it's going to push out a pulse, and the pulse is going to pick up energy as it travels. Okay, let's just go back. Now let's just actually read what Tor is. Here we go. The Verge, just from 2019. The U.S. Air Force has a new weapon called Tor that can take out swarms of drones. Oh, excuse me. That's right. This is from a couple years ago, but they just put this out there again. In recent years, small drones have made their ways on the battlefields, where they have been used to surveil U.S. troops or drop bombs on them, prompting U.S. military to develop new ways to take them down. This week, the U.S. Air Force unveiled a new tool that can be stationed at bases around the world. High-powered microwave, technical high-power microwave operational responder, or TOR, which is designed to protect against bases, swarms of drones. Listen. The Air Force Research Laboratory at Kirtland Air Force Base in Albuquerque, New Mexico, developed the system, which uses short bursts of high-power microwave to disable unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs. According to local television, KRQE, the system was developed quickly, 18 months, for about 15 million. It runs off a generator and is stored in a shipping container, which means it can be transported almost anywhere and set up within a couple of hours. The Air Force began testing TOR against short-range targets earlier this spring, while another system, counter-electric high-pressure microwave extended-range air-based defense, known as Chimera. Listen, TOR and Chimera, you guys think they're coming up with this shit by accident? Okay. Is designed to hit things at medium to long range. That system is expected to deliver sometime next year. Now, let me break something down to y'all. We're going to be done reading this. Okay? I'm going to leave this be. But I'm going to explain what that's for. See, at the border right now, they're actually having drone attacks more often than they would like to say. The cartel is on their ass. When I say they're on their ass, they're on their ass. And it's harder for them to fight, because these cartel dudes have a lot of money, so they're buying. I know y'all want to believe that every soldier was fighting for America. There's cats in the U.S. military, with the last name of Lopez or Garcia or, Fernandez or something like that, Hernandez and the likes, who don't mind selling some of these top secret or, confidential materials. There's other cats, with the name Padalowski, Gorginski, right? Right? Heljuski, right? Right? Gondrowski. You feel what I'm saying? There's them too who you got to look out for. And then there's just the good old fashioned Smith and Brown, Johnson, Jones, right? A Wallace or something like that, who's trying to get paid. It's a pathetic thing, but it's real. These drones are highly capable, and people don't understand. The real reason for them wanting them is so that way they can sell them across the border. Did you hear me? The real reason for them wanting them, that's the reason why it was developed in New Mexico, is because they're trying to fight drones bringing over drugs and all kinds of shit right now. And it's deep, man. It's deep. Anyway, let me go ahead and pull up another article about being vindicated by Rick. Rick is just vindicating me, boy. What is it? Russia will fire. Whoa. Delete. Come on. I don't know what the hell that's about. Pedro and RS. Okay. Russia will fire on British subs. Damn. There we go. 6 days ago. Market Watch. It doesn't matter where we pull it up at. It doesn't matter. I just need y'all to see this stuff. Let's go ahead and blow this up a little bit. Damn. Oh, what? Let's go ahead and read that article again. Can I get here? Damn, can we load up though, dog? Damn, though. Can we get you to load, player, so we can read this shit and get it done with? See, once again, they don't want me to show y'all how vindicated I am. Hold on. I'm approaching my article limit, they say, y'all. Whatever. Whatever, Market Watch. Russia fires warning shot at UK. Warship in Black Sea waters near Crimea. Here we go. Russian M124 helicopters fly above, right? A warship on the Caspian Sea in Dagestan during the Caucasus 2020 military drills in September 2020. China, Iran, Pakistan, Myanmar participated in the exercise, along with ex-Soviet republics Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Belarus. There we go. A Russian warship fired warning shots and a warplane dropped bombs Wednesday to force a British destroyer from waters near Crimea in the Black Sea. The Russian Defense Ministry said claiming those waters belong to Russia. Listen, you got to understand. Why do you think Iran really didn't get that close? Because the Americans, bro, that would have started the shit off. That would have popped it all the way out. Okay? Like I said, them not wanting to go to Venezuela because niggas blew up some shit in Colombia is another reason. But when you just start to see, right? When you just start to see how it really goes, when you start to understand what's really going on, right? You know, you have to come to the fruitive mind that, you know, this might be something more than I thought it was. You know, it might not be what people don't want Rick to fuck up their way of life. People want to keep living and they just want to pay their rent and pay their bills and pay their mortgage. And they don't ever really want to have to worry about some actual true war that ends all the wars. But don't worry. There's a guy in Afghanistan who's an American general or colonel or something like that. We're going to pull his ass up later. Man, y'all got to start to fuck with your boy to understand, like, it's going down. Here we go. The incident marked the first time since the Cold War that Moscow used live munition to deter a NATO warship, reflecting soaring tensions between Russia and the West. Did y'all hear me? This is the first time since the Cold War this done happened. Who else is reporting to y'all live, direct, telling y'all what the fuck is popping, dude? Word? I love escapism, but escapism ain't real. We gotta live in the real world. This shit is really happening. When I showed y'all that bomb that looked like a fucking movie, that really happened, yo. Whatever was in the water, the turtles, the fish, the mermen, the mermaids, gone. Asses cooked like sea bacon, okay? So you got to understand that I'm not trying to say this stuff to get you scared or to get you spooked. I need you to see it, recognize it, and acknowledge it because it is important. Where we at? This incident marked the first time since the Cold War that Moscow used live munition to deter a NATO warship, reflecting soaring tensions between Russia and the West. The ministry said that the Russian warship fired warning shots after British missile destroyer Defender ignored a notice against intrusion in Russian territorial waters. It said that a Russian Su-24 bomber also dropped bombs ahead of the British ship to persuade it to change course. Listen. Listen to what the fucking brick. Listen to what the brick said. This is why they gonna get their fucking teeth kicked in. The UK Ministry of Defense responded in a tweet claiming the royal ship was in Ukrainian waters in accordance to international law. Where they? Don't worry. I'm gonna pull up a motherfucking thing about Ukraine in a second. Now I'm gonna put it to y'all like this: if Russia or China or Iran supplied Bloods, Crips, Vice Lords, okay? Right? Supplied motherfucking Latin Kings and shit. Word? If they were supplying niggas of any kind of gang, fuck it, Mexicans, anybody who's not a white person or a white extremist, I should say, because they also belong in that list too. If they was providing shit like this to American motherfucking people, so-called, bro, do you guys know what the fuck would happen? It's a war right then and there. So I don't understand how they can support a war for another nation, but if Russia were to make, I don't know, Texas want to act the fuck up and Texas want to go out and attack other states and be like, we're taking over this state. It's our state after this. Fuck the U.S. Word? Right. That shit would... Anyway, man, I don't know if people understand like what they're playing with fire. They're playing with fucking fire. No warning shots have been fired at HMS Defender. The royal ship is conducting innocent passage through Ukrainian territorial waters in accordance with international law. Okay, they told y'all bitch ass niggas, do it again and we fucking you up. There won't be no warning shots. We're going to keep reading so that way y'all understand. Russia annexed Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula in 2014. That's when Barack Obama armed the Crimeans and they had a fucking war. I met people from Crimea. I met people from Ukraine who fought against Russians. I met Russians who fought against Ukrainians and Crimeans. Nigga, I met them. I served them hot dogs and shit. They told me about killing motherfuckers and watching people get killed. It's not a joke. Y'all niggas think I'm lying? What the fuck ever. I met cats from Iran. I met people from everywhere in Seattle, man. Serving food. NATO members, Turkey, Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, are all on the Black Sea, but warships from the U.S., UK, and other NATO allies have made increasingly frequent visits and a show of support to Ukraine. That's bullshit. Right on? So you just going to show up and act like you're going to do something. Once again, if motherfuckers did that shit to them, it would be a war, and they would be trying to justify this shit. Western leaders criticized Russia during the G7 summit and NATO summits last week for its aggressive behavior and human rights abuses. It's crazy. Listen, I need y'all to understand. It's duplicitous at best when they talk about anything that the Russians are doing. It's duplicitous. Do y'all understand for 400 years, black people have been treated like motherfucking animals. Still treated like animals now. And because they treat a couple niggas like a token nigga, then I tell y'all, the token nigga. Come on. Because they get treated half-ass. Let me tell y'all something. Let me show you how brittle and fake American society is. American basketball player, Paul George. Right? They talk all kind of shit about the man. They don't want him to win so badly. Right? That they give him names because they say because he dubbed himself with something. Word, he has to be called names. Now I need y'all to understand something, yo. To be under that kind of scrutiny by folks who claim that they understand the struggle. See, this is how I don't understand black people. Because you could talk shit to a brother, but then turn around and talk about racism. But you trying to bring the brother down. You trying to bring him to depression. To the lowest depths. That shit is backwards in the motherfucker. But this is why I get on niggas. Because they make no fucking sense. Word? How the fuck is the West gonna talk shit about Russia, but y'all doing the same shit? Niggas talking shit about Paul George don't even pay their rent. Niggas talking shit about Paul George are drug addicts. Niggas talking shit about Paul George never made it. Right? It's no different than what America trying to do to Russia. Talking about aggressive behavior and human rights abuses. Bitch, what the fuck is y'all talking about? The Russians don't have some sort of control where they ostensibly can go out and harm black people. That's not how it's built in Russia. I don't give a fuck how many niggas is running around in the Eastern Bloc right now. They don't go out. Listen, only in America, only in the UK, the British Isles to be specific, do they aggressively go out and police against black people, knowing that they've oppressed black people. Come on. This is the only place. It's here and there. And they have the audacity to fucking try to say something to Russia about policing folks who look just like them, however the fuck they choose. Ain't that about a bitch? Anyway, the same motherfuckers will ignore history, knowing that Russia, China, Iran all come from a common cloth of belief. Right on? So they bypass all history, but want you to acknowledge American history. Nigga, this shit is so backwards. Anyway, let's just keep reading. On Wednesday, the Moscow Conference on International Security, run by the country's defense ministry, opened with the speech by Sergei Shoigu, the long-standing defense minister. Shoigu said it is Russia that faces a growing threat from the West. I believe that. With American bombers flying near Russia's border, NATO warships in the Black Sea, and even larger exercises by NATO. Russia is of the view that the West is seeking to pry Belarus from its orbit and draw Ukraine closer to NATO, The Economist magazine reported Wednesday. See, they don't got nothing else to say, right? They don't got nothing else to say. Don't worry, though. I got something for their ass since they want to play that game. Let's just pull up on MSN. Let me see if I can't pull it up on MSN right now. Let me see if he's not here already. Okay, let's go to the world news, y'all. Let's see if that commander is still up there. That was only a few hours ago when I read about him. See, I do a lot of reading, right on? And I don't normally skim. I normally just read it so that way I know what the hell I'm talking about. Read enough. Might not read everything, but I will read enough of it to get the idea of what the hell it's talking about. Let's see. Let's see if it's in the world news. No. There we go. This might be him. And if I can't. See, this is the same dude. Okay, Miller. But is he going to talk about the war here in America? Give me 1 second. See, I'm not worried about this. Right on? I'm only worried about him talking about the Civil War that's coming to America. Give me 1 second. Boom. I got you, Miller. General Miller. I got you. Because... yeah, bang, bang, bang. Don't worry. We know that you said some shit the other day. No. There we go. Boop. Come on. Boop. Listen. He not just worried about Afghanistan. He worried about here too. See, you can't destabilize a country and expect good things to happen. I got 4 free articles remaining. That's okay. All I need is these articles. That's it. Blow that up just a little bit for my people. U.S. general is worried Afghanistan will dissolve into civil war after the U.S. leaves and fully withdraws its troops. Afghanistan's top U.S. general discussed how the Taliban is quickly taking over some of the country's distinct, mostly in the northern region. While speaking to reporters in Kabul on Tuesday, he raised concerns over escalating violence as a result. It is a political settlement that brings peace to Afghanistan. And it's not just the last 20 years, it's really the last 42 years. Did y'all hear that? He's talking about them getting the Russians out of there. Boy, I need y'all to understand, man. Anyway, the shit I be saying to y'all is not far-fetched. I'm not just reaching in my hip pocket saying whatever I want to say. I know it seems like that, but I'm not. Give me a moment. He pointed to the U.S. war in Afghanistan, but also Russia's decade-long occupation of the country up until 1989, when a violent civil war ensued afterward. The country's leaders had militias fight the Taliban, but the group ultimately rose to power in 1996. See, this is bin Laden. This is after all that education he got from Cambridge. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. You know, they don't talk about this very often, but bin Laden gave the Americans access, unfettered access to the poppy. They were supposed to give bin Laden access, unfettered access to high-level weaponry. The reason why he became so disjointed is because it's believed that he was in return for the highest level dope and opium that a person can get. It's believed that bin Laden was only rendered or tendered weapons from the World War II era. Come on. And this was one of the beginnings of the souring of the relationship. Let's go ahead and just break it down. Let's just go ahead and keep it pushing. Miller gave a sobering assessment of the country's deteriorating security situation as America winds down its so-called forever war. The reason why it's called the forever war is because guess what? The similar genome of folks who tried to press into the so-called promised land, right, hundreds of years ago, got their asses beat again. And they're realizing they're not the warriors they think they are. With all the listen to this, with all the airstrikes, with all the bombings, with all that shit, they still haven't beat these dudes. Do the Taliban have the ability to airstrike them like that? Fuck no. At best, they're firing mortars and artilleries. Listen to me, y'all. It should be on your minds to realize that all those weapons don't outdo Earth, right on? Earth is resilient, strong, and powerful. So a bomb that makes a crater in the earth, right, might make that bomb somewhere where it's weak, but it takes, to blow down a mountain, it would take an arsenal of explosives to blow up a true mountain. Rocks are so much stronger than y'all think. Rocks make it through explosions, even when people don't. Anyway, boulders, all that stuff. Let me just keep on going. Miller gave a sobering assessment of the country's deteriorating security situation as America winds down its so-called forever war. He said the rapid loss of districts around the country to the Taliban with several significant strategic value is worrisome. What is strategic value to somebody who lives in America of anything in Afghanistan? Tell me that. Unless it's the opium and the poppy. Come on, and the lithium ore veins. Listen to me, y'all. I have no reason to lie. Some good water. He also cautioned that militias deployed help to beleaguered national security forces could lead the country into civil war. Miller told that a small group of reporters in Afghanistan that for now he has the weapons and capability to aid Afghanistan's national defense and security forces. American officials have said the entire pullout of U.S. troops will most likely be finished by July 4th. Listen, it's June 29th. In 5 days, they're going to be up out of there. Right on? Most of them will be up out of there. In 5 days, most of these are going to be up out of there. By September 11th, most of them will try to be up out of there. But Miller refused to give any date or time, referring to the only September 11th timeline given by President Joe Biden in April when he announced the final withdrawal of the remaining 2,500 to 3,500 American troops. Now, here, how don't you fucking know how many troops there are? So you want to try to listen. Like I said, posturing earlier, right? How they postured and try to say that these guys are 5 to 10 years out to getting this. Why would you posture and say, hey, we have this many troops or this many troops there? Fucking just tell the truth. Word, if you have 2,000 troops and that's all you got, let it be known. Don't try to confuse your enemy, because let me tell y'all something. It's not like the Taliban are going to try to come down on the American troops at this point. They have no reason to. Right. This is why this dude is mad. Because they're not attacking American troops. They're attacking the Afghan people. They're attacking the cats who they feel are sellouts. So the same shit that anybody else would do if cats were traitors, they're doing in Afghanistan. And this white dude is trying to demean it. I need y'all to understand this. He's really worried about a civil war here in America. Because once they withdraw finally, that's going to look like surrender by the American forces. Come on. White supremacy, whatever y'all think that is about to break itself. The north of the country is dominated by Afghanistan's minorities. The north is also the traditional stronghold of many former Mujahideen leaders that have been a dominant force in Afghanistan since driving the Taliban from power in 2001 together with the U.S.-led coalition. See, I need y'all to understand, Mujahideen and Taliban are not the same, but the Mujahideen fighters started the Taliban. Come on, man. Why don't they tell the fucking truth and shame the devil? Bin Laden was a Mujahideen fighter. Bin Laden was CIA. Once Bin Laden got fucked once he gave what his country had the best to offer, which was natural medicine, which is what people consider opium, and was given less than par compensation for his due diligence. Come on, hear me now, that due diligence term. It was decided in his mind, or maybe by his American handlers, that maybe he should go rogue, because the CIA was built by those who were not normally what you would consider American. Normally folks of a different nationality who speak different languages, who were able to go places and blend in. Let me break it down to y'all, man. The OSS, the general who started the OSS, was a white dude with brown hair, brown eyes, curly hair, all that stuff. Listen to me. What do y'all think I'm getting at? I'm going to keep it pushing. No, I'm not going to keep it pushing. What do y'all think I'm getting at when I say that he doesn't have blonde hair and blue eyes? Right. There's already a resentment. You got to understand, the Irish have never stopped hating America and the Brits. Word. You feel me? The Italians hate the Americans. Word. They hate them. The French don't want to fuck with the Americans because they feel like, bro, without us, y'all would never won the revolution. Come on, let's break it down. See, when you start to really look at who's really against you and who's really for you, you start to understand that you don't have that many friends. Word? But let me just keep reading. Several districts have been on key roads and on the border with northern Tajikistan. The Taliban have issued statements saying that hundreds of Afghanistan security forces have surrendered, most of them going to their homes after being video receiving transportation money from the Taliban. Listen. They would tell you that the Taliban are ruthless murderers and this, that, and the other. I'm going to tell you what the Taliban are. The Taliban are a bunch of cats who are fed up and they're tired. Did they murder their brothers? No, they sent them home. Gave them money to go. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Why are y'all fighting for these dudes? Word? Don't y'all believe that they're the infidels? Don't y'all believe that they're the devil? That's what they're saying to these dudes when they send them home. The cats that get killed are the dudes who really believe that the Taliban, right on, have no. You're not even real Afghani. because they might not really be Afghani. They might be Jordanians, or they might be Yemenis. They might be from, from Oman. There's a bunch of cats in Afghanistan who come there throughout the seasons, who fight seasonally, who go from place to place to place, set up shop and fight, and that's how they get down. There's a lot of dudes like that. Once again, they made a living off of that. Now let's go ahead and keep reading. This is in quotes. As we start talking about how does this all end, come on. This must end with the Afghan people. The way it must end for the Afghan people is something that resolves around a political solution. I've also said that if you don't reduce the violence, the political solutions become more and more difficult. Stop right there. The political solutions are bullshit. Listen, he wants to tell y'all that after all the death and carnage they've witnessed, that they have to just let bygones be bygones. Woo! He refused to say where the U.S. and NATO allies were in the withdrawal process. Miller said his time as the head of the U.S. military mission in Afghanistan was coming to an end without giving a date. He wouldn't speculate on the legacy of America's longest war, saying it will be for history to decide. Listen, let me go ahead and tell y'all what the fuck is happening. They're murderers. Everybody who served in Iraq and Afghanistan who killed somebody over there is a murderer. Okay? Everybody who killed somebody over there is a murderer. Did you hear me? None of them is not a murderer. Okay? Let me go ahead and mute this real quick. The screen won't pop up for me to mute it. Hating on me now. So I can just pull this on down. Going to their homes after being video receiving transportation money from the Taliban. Listen! So this shit is like a whole minute behind. Right on. Here we go. What's up? What's up, brother? You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that you made it through your surgery, family. The stuff is a little bit behind right now because the streaming service I'm using is, wishy-washy. None of them want me to tell the truth. Right on? None of them want me to tell the truth. Let me go ahead and pull all this stuff down. I gotta pull up into my actual page in the back so that way I can get ready to end this here in a second because I'm about done. Right on. And we will call it a day. And that's just how we do stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't make it hard. There we go. We do not make it hard on ourselves. Make it easy on ourselves. Bang, bang, bang. Window capture. Let me go ahead and move these. 1 second. Down. 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 Keep that one up. What's up? What's up, family? You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here now. I'm just getting here. We're checking out everything, trying to see what the heck is actually going on. It's so slow. The lag is terrible with OBS and with this little system here. But, I don't mind because I'm doing what I got to do. Bruh, listen, man. It has been so epic. Like, you're going to have to run this back because you'll have to watch this and then possibly go back and watch 2 old rigs just to see the gravitas of the stuff that I've been saying. Like, bro, nothing I've been saying is so far off that I'm tripping. What's going to happen has to happen. It must happen. And I know folks don't want to deal with that, because that's a different part of life that, that no one wants to deal with, It says right here, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as viewers will experience buffering. Oh, here we go. Once again, man, I got to go through all this stuff. Stream status poor. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell y'all. Last time the stream status was excellent. Word. Anytime you tell the truth, anytime you come and tell the truth, they gonna try to mess the shit up. So, uh, look, we're almost really done. You know what I'm saying? I just think that we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do these streams. Uh, I have to pick and choose when I do them. Number one, and then number two, I'm gonna just have to have all my information lined up like I used to have it up like back in the day. You know, like normally, like I have all the links already ready to go, and I'll probably have to do something like that because it is just crazy, man. I've been sitting here trying to figure it all out, you know, get it all right, and you know, at some point, a person just has to say, I'm not saying that I'm beat or I'm defeated, but at some point you have to realize, okay, they think they got my number. You know, YouTube thinks it has my number, so I can't be mad at them for trying to, you know, shut me down. Let me see what you're talking about, brother. Oh, 1 second. Hey, bro, it is what it is. It is what it is, brother. Right on. None of us are perfect. I didn't listen. Used to want to go places, and I used to want to hurt people on behalf of the United States government. So when I say that, I'm projecting something from inside of myself that some people might not project outwardly because they don't want to seem as if, you know, they're bloodthirsty or something like that. No, because they train you to kill, bro. At the end of the day, they trained you to kill people. They showed you how to kill somebody. So to get put in a position where you possibly potentially have to take life and you're doing what you were trained to do, I'm not saying you're doing your job. I'm saying that people have to respect that this is what I was shown to do. Word. I didn't want it to be like this. I didn't ask for it to be like this. You didn't ask to be born in America. You were just born here. I was just born here. So we have to accept the way that it is as it is, as opposed to whatever. But I still stand by what I said by these cats who've been to Afghanistan and Iraq. I'm talking about, bro, like the last 20 years, okay? We're not talking about when Bush Sr. got everybody hyped up, word, and it was a 3-day excursion pretty much, and y'all just kicked the shit out of them, you know. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about fucking the shit that has been a forever war. Right. Forever. Brother, he's talking about since you was a little boy, they've been over there doing this shit to these people. Word? So only naturally they're going to pull in more folks to do the shit with them because, you know, you have to send fresh faces because everybody's not going to do the same thing. And that's how you confuse a populace. That's how you get a populace to believe in you even when you don't have an actual worthy cause. Is you'll send a brother like me or you who we have no intent on harming anyone. But guess what'll happen though? The story will be shown or told that this black man killed all these people, but really that's not what he was trying to do. Word? He was not trying to do that. That's not where he was at. But what happened is that, hey man, if y'all shoot at these people that I'm with, I have to shoot back. I can't not do my job. I have to do my job. It's not that I'm paid to just do this, but damn, you fuck around and kill me if I don't shoot back. So it's not like people was going over there with the intent of putting blood on their hands, but some folks went over there and shed innocent blood purposely, bro. They're murderers, brother. Every airstrike that has been suffered on this earth ever since before Afghanistan, that'll be going on until the Most High God get back, man. That all that is murder, bro. They can't justify that. Word? Anybody who has ever been in a shootout, anybody who's ever been around a shootout, knows that if you have to use that weapon, Word. It's not because you're right. It's not. You're not in the right. There is no right when you have to use violence and force against somebody. There's justice. That's what is the right thing is to do, is to execute justice. But that doesn't make you right. You understand? I give you guys a point and reference real fast. King David is known as the greatest king to ever have graced Israel. But the God of glory didn't let him to build his temple because he said, you have shed much blood in my name. Pretty much trying to say, dude, a murderer can't be known as a holy man. Because no matter what y'all think of King David, the other cats who he persecuted thought he was a murderer, thought that his troops were bloodthirsty, thought that they were blood hungry, thought that they were crazy savages. Trust me. And it's no different now, right on, with the Americans to say that, like, cats who came from Iraq and Afghanistan just the last 10 years, right? And they're like, I feel bad, for what I done. But it's like they don't vocalize that enough to say, hey, it's not that I just feel bad. It's wrong what we're doing. Right on? And we're teaching the country has gone in a direction that it should have never gone in. But you got dudes who literally, this General Miller guy done probably spent more time out of the country than he has in the country oppressing other nations, thinking that he's maintaining American dominance. At some level, we got to look at that shit and say, man, that ain't right. Word? Tan skin or not, that ain't right. Because how does this guy get to tell me and you that a country that was already fighting with itself is going to go back to fighting itself once you leave? They've been doing this shit for over 1,000 years, bro. Who are y'all to think that you could go over there and make them live in peace? Once again, they can't make Americans live in peace. Let me go ahead and break something down. This is how great America is. White dude, I can't even think of his name right now. Man, R.I.P. John Hurley. R.I.P. John Hurley, super gangster. He stopped a real, what y'all call a race soldier, blasted him one shot, didn't have to unload the clip on him, hit him with one shot, kills the guy, has the man's rifle so that way no one else can try to get the rifle and do nothing stupid. The police murder him when they get to the fucking scene. Do you know John Hurley saved an unknowable number of lives that day before they murdered him? Now his life is over. That's how great America is, y'all. That's how great it is right now. Right on? That a white dude could do the right thing and still lose his motherfucking life in the end. Okay? So, look, my niggas. I told y'all, stand back, stand to the side. I'm not fucking lying when I say this shit. Because if they'll kill John Hurley, they will lay your ass out for doing the right thing. And Afghanistan is not the right thing. Iran, not the right thing. None of those places are the right thing. You follow what I'm saying? So, I have a hard time believing that we can all be in one accord or on one accord on any level and folks not see it to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some rate, they have to respect what has happened and what has taken place in regular real life, man. Like I said, it's backwards for the U.S. to tell Russia that they need to stop oppressing folks. Okay, listen. If you're not racist, America, end racism. If racism is not a mindset or something that is in your heart, end it right now today. Right on? Put it behind you. Word? Put racism behind you. And let the best succeed. Let the best be the best. And let the best be shown. Right on? Don't oppress them. But if you yourself cannot get over the idea that these folks used to be slaves, they used to be nothing to us, and now here they are, They're showing us that not only can they compete at the highest level, but they are indeed the highest level. Get your foot off of their necks, America, and then you can talk. Before I end out in the next 10 minutes, I got to tell y'all about a new white heaven I got coming. Oh my goodness. It's going to be called White Heaven, the Apex Predator, and the big one. Oh, it's going to go down. Because the white dude, what's his name? Who murdered Brother Green and Sister Cooper a few days ago. I can't even think of that white boy's name right now. Right on? 28-year-old with a PhD, with a job, decided that he hated black people. And he felt that white folks are apex predators. Let me go ahead and break something down to you. Sister Wanda, I was wrong by not giving you your roses. You are the Air Force veteran. And Brother Green was only a state patrol veteran. Okay? I apologize for being wrong in that, but articles came out later that would give more clear information. So let me go ahead and vindicate that real quick. Having said that, the white dude murdered both Brother Green and Sister Cooper. Now, he calls himself an apex predator. Now, we could say it's poetic justice that he got killed by the police. I assume the police who shot him is a white person. So I guess the apex predator got killed by another apex predator, depending on how you look at it. Right? See, I'm cold like that. Even if I know you're not apex, that's how cold that doctrine is. See what I'm saying? So when I say get out the way, stand back, I'm right. If they're truly apex predators, stand back and watch the apex predators tear one another up. Watch them kill each other. It's going to happen. It must happen. It has to happen. This is big deal, y'all. This is big news once again. White Heaven, apex predator is going to be a crucial one. Because I'm going to talk about some of the most evil, vile things they've ever done to black people in this country. Things that have gone either unnoticed or just underappreciated. And when I speak on them, I'll be damned if these devils are able to push back on any level, way, shape, or form. See, YouTube has gotten used to me doing what I do, so I guess they didn't try not to shut me down anymore. Or they realize I'm right. How long? Why would you want to keep trying to shut down somebody who's right? It doesn't even make sense. See what I'm saying? It only makes sense if you're a bigot and you're a racist that you would try to keep me suppressed. You see what I'm saying? This country is a racist country. We have folks who, once again, videos that hold no merit or meaning to anything, they allow to be searched out and fully flourish. And they want me to believe that my works, that the time that I spend to put together the understanding, to connect the dots, this is just a good Rick to show y'all that I'm being vindicated. Rick has vindicated your boy. Okay, we end on this note. Here we go. Uh-oh. This is going to be a cold one right here. Let's pull this up. I might have to make a part 2, brother. You right. I might have to make a part 2 to this one. You right. Here we go. Let's go to Google, right? Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Los Talibanes. Come on. They know who I'm looking for. Huh? They know who I'm looking for. No, not the Taliban. Los Talibanes. Yeah, well, all these shits is in Spanish, cuz. I don't read. I'm not that good at Spanish. Damn, nigga. Yeah, cartel, man. Y'all niggas is playing games, cuz. Once again, they play this game with you, man. Why are they doing this? Yeah, let me go ahead and translate this page. Boop. From Spanish to English. Thank you. Translate, baby. The Taliban, how this phantom cartel turned into a nightmare for the authorities. Now, what did I tell y'all about the Taliban and the cartel? Niggas, please, they're not fucking with me. I didn't even know Las Talibanes existed until last week. I'm gonna tell the truth and try to shame the devil, but I'll keep it real. But I knew I knew the Taliban was already there. I told y'all. This is September 10, 2020. The cartel that operates in San Luis Potosí, Zacatecas, and Nuevo León bears its violent reputation in its name. The Z-50, L-50, or the Taliban, under 1,000 different aliases, the shadow of Ivan Velasquez Caballero, one of the main leaders of Los Zetas cartel, has accompanied Mexicans since he began his criminal career in 2007. By the hand of Miguel Angel Trevino Morales, the Z-40, until his leadership against the criminal group, the Taliban. That year, Trevino Morales, founder of Los Zetas, gave Velasquez Cabello numero Z50, gave him the number Z50, and named representative of the criminal organization in Zacatecas, which he coined his nickname for the penchant beheading enemies with machetes and explosives. Listen, to the light Islamic extremist Oscar Balderas has confirmed in a report collected by the Emerquis media. Ivan Velasquez Cabello was bloody but brief. The Los Zetas organization was formed by deserters of the Armed Forces of Mexico as the armed wing of the Gulf Cartel, but in 2010 separated from it and has then since starred in some of the bloodiest episodes of the drug-related violence in the country. Come on. Come on. These cats look like they could be from anywhere. If this nigga said he's from Iraq, he's from Iraq. If this cat said he's from Afghanistan, he's from Afghanistan. If this dude said he's some kind of Asiatic descent, he's some kind of Asiatic descent. Man, y'all don't understand, man. That shit is deep, man. Let it be, me. Let me just let it be. Come on. Let me stop it, okay? I'm putting it on their asses. They don't understand, y'all. They just don't understand. I'm touching them. And all I can say is, y'all gonna see more of this video before y'all get to know that I ended the stream. That is saying that my connection is excellent. Stream is healthy. Sure, YouTube. Sure. Right on. Let me just tell y'all something, man. I try not to do the wrong thing. Or I try to do the right thing. I really do. In the next few minutes, I gotta go, though. Right on. I gotta get ready for work. It's just another day, y'all. Right on. It's just another day. Brothers and sisters, man, I salute y'all. It has been an excellent and a wonderful day. Rick and friends, vindicating all the things that I'm saying. Sooner than later. Sooner than later. All that is lost or not here shall be found. And they will have to admit that they have left out of history very important peoples who've done very important things. And that the justice that we seek is only righteous. And a political solution will not be the resolution. Come on. What's our saying here? The problem is not the solution. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? The issue is not the answer. I salute y'all again. May today be better than yesterday. And may this week be better than last week. I love y'all. I'll take it easy. Bye.